What's up YouTube? Good morning and welcome to a new video. Today is the 14th of January and the first week of prep has been finished. So in today's video I'm going to reveal you the plan. So I'm going to show you what my diet looks like. So basically it's also a full day of eating. But I'm also going to tell you what basically the plan is, what I have been doing last week, and show you some progress and show you what I have been up to last week and this first week of prep. Alright, so it's 7:50 a.m. right now and it's time for meal number one. I slept a little bit longer today, or I did go to bed a little bit later yesterday. I went to bed around 11 o'clock because I still had to get some steps in after my last meal. I still had to do like 3,000 steps, I guess. And I also had to meal prep around 8 o'clock. I started meal prepping, finished about 9 at my last meal, and then went for some steps. So I slept from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m., took my cold shower, woke up, did some meditation just now, and now it's time for meal number one. So I'm going to show you what meal number one looks like. Breakfast, I have 3 whole eggs baked in about 5 grams of olive oil. Then I've got 1 bell pepper, and I've also got 150 grams of spinach. On the plan is 150 grams of bell pepper and 150 grams of spinach. But I just use 1 bell pepper because it's always 150 grams or even less. And I just use a handful of spinach. So I fill up the pan and I know that that's enough spinach because I can bake 150 grams of spinach in this tiny pan because it's way too much. Vegetables at this moment are just in for some more vitamins, more minerals, just for health in general. But of course, in prep, you get more hungrier over time. So that's also why there are more vegetables in the plan, because they fill you up more and they don't have a lot of calories. So if you're dieting and you're hungry, just add some more vegetables in your plan for your overall health, because when you are cutting down in food, you're also going to be cutting down in micronutrients, so the healthy stuff that is in vegetables basically. So eat a little bit more vegetables to stay healthy and also to not be so hungry. So 3 whole eggs, a little bit of vegetables, 5 grams of olive oil, and then I've got 1 slice of brown bread. Before prep, I always ate white bread because I had to eat so much food, and white bread is just easier to digest and easier to eat than brown bread. So now we switched it to brown bread again to fill me up more and to get some more micronutrients and fiber in. So that's basically it for breakfast. I already had my supplements and about half a liter of water. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this meal. And then it's time to do some steps and go to the gym. Okay, I'm back home from the gym. It's, let me see what time it is. It's almost 3 o'clock right now. But I also made a stop with my parents. And in the time I was gone, I had 2 more meals. When I went to the gym, I first did some steps, about half an hour of steps, and then I did half an hour of cardio to get my heart rate up a little bit more, because when I just do steps, my heart rate doesn't go above 120 beats per minute, and that's what I want for cardio. So did some steps, some cardio, and also did some stretching, just 10 or 15 minutes of stretching and a little bit of foam rolling.
yeah, so it's resty today, so I don't train today, so just some movement. And I also have to get those steps in on the treadmill, or just go for walks, because on a Sunday, when I'm not in the gym, when I'm not working, I don't do that many steps, because I'm just sitting at home today, so a very easy day. But I still gotta get my 10,000 steps a day in, and I'm also going to. But I still have to get my 10,000 steps a day in, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. When I finished cardio, I had meal number 2, and today the meals are a little bit of. And today the meals are in a little bit of a different order, because on a normal training day and work day, I have my meals in a different way. But the first meal you saw, the second meal was 180 grams of oats, 30 grams of whey, and some salt, 2 grams of salt. Normally that's my pre-workout meal, but today I ate it after cardio because it was easy to take with me to the gym, and also the whey protein is absorbed quite quickly. It's a fast digesting protein, so that's perfect after cardio and also after weight training, of course. But that's not the case today. Then, when I got to my parents' house, I had meal number 3, and that was 200 grams of rice, uncooked weight, 300 grams of vegetables, and 150 grams of chicken. And that's basically it. Some zero sweet chili sauce with it. And also in the rice, when I make my rice, I have some turmeric in it, so it becomes nice and yellow, and it's also good for inflammation and that kind of stuff, and overall health benefits. So those were the meals. I forgot to film meal number 2, but meal number 3 I did film. But anyway, you know what I have been eating the past 2 meals. And now I'm home for the rest of the day, so I won't forget to film my meals and show you exactly what I'm eating. For now, it's time to make my planning for the week. So I'm just going to sit down, put some music on, relax, and make the whole planning for next week, so I know exactly what to do in terms of work and training and that kind of stuff. After that, I am going to record a podcast. And if you don't follow my podcast, the Bosscast already, go and follow it on Spotify. You can find the link in the description. And then it's basically time to chill. I have some dishes to do. The rest of the day I'm just going to chill, watch some YouTube videos, maybe tan a little bit, because when I stopped at my parents' house, I picked up a tanning bed. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of a darker skin, because I'm pale as fuck. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to go to bed on time today, because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, because I have to give personal training in the morning. And I really have to get my sleep in, because sleep is one of the most important things in prep, to keep performance in the gym high, and also to help with recovery, of course, and also just make sure you don't feel like a fucking zombie throughout the day. So that's the plan. And my coach said to me that I really have to get my sleep in, my 8 hours, favorably even more than 8 hours. But yeah, most of the time I get 7.5, sometimes 8 on the days I don't work too much. But yeah, that's something I need to work on, because that also is going to make sure my physique looks better on stage. So that's the plan. The plan is to go to bed at 8:30. So I'm really sleeping at 9 o'clock. So I can get up at 5 or maybe 5:30 even. I have some playroom in the morning, so I'm going to pre-make my breakfast, so I don't have to do that in the morning, so I have some extra time to sleep, because those 15 or 30 minutes can really make a difference in terms of recovery. So that's the plan for today. I'm just going to see you at the next meal, do what I need to do right now, and then after the next meal, or maybe during the next meal, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the plan for prep. Are 2 hours in the future right now. It's now 15:37 p.m., so almost 4 o'clock, and it's time for my next meal. I had my last meal at 1 o'clock, finished it around 1:30, so now it's time for the next meal, and I'm going to show you what it consists of. So, what do we have here? We've got 11 rice cakes. Normally on the plan are 8 rice cakes, but these ones are way thinner than the ones that are on the plan, and these are the only ones I could find in the appie. So 11 rice cakes. Then we got 200 grams of cottage cheese, so this whole container, and 1 banana, and that's basically it. I'm going to show you how I eat this meal, because I like to do it a little bit different than I think most people do it, because the cottage cheese doesn't taste terrible, but when I have to eat it on its own, so when I have a lot of cottage cheese in my mouth at one time without much different food, I really don't like it, so that's why I do it this way. I'll show you. Okay, so what I do is I just take the cottage cheese and I put it on top of the rice cakes. A big bunch of cottage cheese on each rice cake. Because the first time I did this, I just took 1 rice cake, put some cottage cheese on there, ate it, put some on next, ate it again, and then when I finished my rice cakes, I had like half a tub or 1/3 of the tub of cottage cheese left, and I had to eat it with a fucking spoon, and it was fucking disgusting. I didn't like it at all. It's so sour when you eat it on its own, so that's why I do it like this. But I'll show you. Okay, so once it's divided over all the rice cakes, I just take 2 rice cakes and I put them together like this and squeeze it until you basically get an Oreo of rice cakes with some cottage cheese in between. And I do that with all the rice cakes, and I don't know why, but it tastes much better when I eat it like this than when I just put cottage cheese on top and eat all the rice cakes on its own. And it's also way faster, so that's also a big benefit. So I just squeeze all the rice cakes together, and then I have 1 rice cake, just 1 left, that I have to eat with the cottage cheese on top of it. So that's this one. So I just spread it out like this, and then I eat this one as the first one, because it's the least it's the worst taste of them all. It's not disgusting, but I just don't like the cottage cheese that much, but I do like it when I eat it with all the rest of the rice cakes. So this one first, because you have to save the best for last. So yeah, that's basically this meal. With my banana, I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this meal, and then I'm going to update you on the plan after this meal. So see you soon. Alright, so I'm going to talk to you about the plan and about the past week of prep, and basically what I did, what I have been doing, what I'm going to do the next couple of weeks, and basically explain the whole planning until the show, as far as I know it by now, of course. So this entire prep is going to be 18 weeks. From today on, we only have 15 weeks left, I believe. But I'll put it on the screen because I'm not very sure. 15 weeks, I believe. The competition is on the 4th of May. So time enough to improve and time enough to get shredded like a boss. First week of a real deficit is already done, ticked off. I did what I needed to do, and of course that brought the results that I wanted. But before this deficit, I also did a short maintenance slash health phase to get my blood work okay, to get my health in check, and also to give my body a little bit of rest before we start pushing now. In prep. So basically this health phase, nothing crazy, just did a maintenance diet, so my weight stayed roughly the same, brought supplements down a little bit so my health could recover a little bit and my blood work could improve, because like you saw in the blood work video, there were a couple of markers that were skewed a little bit, but nothing too crazy, so that should be fixed by now. Maintenance phase was 5,700 calories, and in the first week of the deficit we dropped down from 5,700 calories to 4,000 calories. So that's a very big drop for most people. It is a big drop, it's a lot of calories and it's a big deficit, but of course 4,000 calories is still a lot, and 4,000 calories is still enough to fuel my training, fuel my recovery. I still have like 600 grams of carbs, 280 grams of protein, and like 75 or 80 grams of fat, something like that. But I'll also show you at the end of the full day of eating, of course. So basically still enough food to do what I need to do to train hard, to recover well. I don't have a lot of hunger right now, so I'm hungry from time to time, but nothing too crazy. Like this amount of calories is perfect for me. My performance is good, my sleep is good, my energy is good, my digestion is good. I'm not too hungry. I'm just hungry before the next meal, so that's basically perfect. But this is a big calorie deficit for me, so it's like a 1,500 calorie deficit each day, so I'm going to lose a lot if I keep this up. And in the first week of this deficit I lost about 1.5 kilograms of body weight, average body weight, but of course a lot of that is body water, but also just food that's out of my stomach because I have to eat less, so basically food weight in my body, but of course I also lost some fat already, and you can already see that in my shape. My stomach is way flatter, my legs are more defined, and my legs, they always get shredded the first, so my legs aren't the problem, but my upper body is what takes the longest to get lean, especially the love handles and the lower back and the lower abdomen and stuff like that. So that's what will take some more time, but of course we have 15 more weeks left, so more than enough time to get shredded. And just a little disclaimer, when most people start dieting, you don't have to go so extreme. You don't have to cut that amount of calories, but because I have a lot of calories to play with, I can afford that. So when you have like 2,000 calories, of course you're not going to drop like 1,000 or 1,500 calories at once. You just start with 300, 400, 500 calories of a deficit each day, see what that brings you, and just adjust every week. So yeah, just a little disclaimer. But in the beginning you can go a little more aggressive, you can go a little bit harder, because you have a lot of reserves, you have a lot of fat, you have a lot of energy, so it is no problem to go a little bit harder in the beginning. And once you lose more body fat, and once you get deeper into prep or deeper into your cutting phase, the weight loss will slow down, and has to slow down, because if I keep losing weight at like 1.5 kilograms each week when I'm 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks out, yeah, that's not a very good sign most of the time, because Risk of muscle loss is always there. Of course, when you're an assisted athlete, that risk is way smaller than when you're non-assisted. So yeah, that's the first week of prep basically. So that's the diet basically. On top of the diet, I do 10,000 steps a day. So my watch is loading right now because I still have some steps to do today, about 3,000 or 4,000 steps to do today. And I have my usual walk, so I know how many steps I need to do. So 10,000 steps a day to keep my energy expenditure the same every day. Because once you get deeper into prep, you start to get lazy, your body wants to conserve energy, and you're going to do less steps, you're going to move less, you're just going to expend less energy than normally. So 10,000 steps a day, 3 times a week, a cardio session of 30 minutes, just low intensity steady state, so a heart rate of 120 or 130 beats per minute, just on the bike or on the treadmill, incline walking, depends on how I feel. Yeah, that's basically it. The most important part is just routine. I just try to have my days basically the same all day, every day. Of course, with work and stuff, it's difficult sometimes to do exactly the same. But basically, my days are, they look alike very much. So right now, I'm getting up around 6:30 in the morning, have my breakfast, have my shower, then go for a walk, and then leave for work around 8:30, so I can start working at 9 a.m. Work in the morning from 9 to 12, 9 to 11:30, and have my second meal around 10:30, and then after I finished work around 11:30, 12, then I train around noon, so 12 o'clock. That's when I train for I conserve 2 hours of time for my training, so I can train, do some steps, shower, and then afterwards I have my meal, and then the rest of the day I finish the rest of my work and go to bed around 10:30. But I really have to make sure I get those 8 hours, because I also talked with my coach, and he said I need to make sure I have those 8 hours, because I always have 7.5, some days 8, but once you get deeper into prep, you really have to get those 8.5, even 9 hours if you can of sleep, because it's a magic pill for recovery. So if you don't sleep enough, you're not rested, you're not performing great, you're not recovering great, that isn't going to help your look on stage. So yeah, that's what I need to work on. So after I finish this video, it's almost 6 o'clock right now. My fucking camera dropped down because I touched the table. So after I finish this part of the video, I'm going to have my next meal. I'm also going to show you that, and then I'm going to go to bed around 8:30 today, because I have to get up at 5:15, 5:30 a.m. Because on Monday and Thursday I give a personal training session in the morning around 6:45 a.m. So that's why I have to get up earlier on those days. And I also have planned in a nap on Thursday, because I know on Wednesday evening I have to give personal training as well. And I have to get up at 5:30 again on Thursday. So that's why I'm going to plan in a nap around 12 o'clock. So I have that extra bit of recovery. So it isn't ideal, but sometimes I just have no choice. So that's basically it right now. Maybe I'm going to show you some physique updates right here, just some pictures, and in the next video I'll when I train, I will also give you a posing update and try to do that every week to see how my body changes. So yeah, I'm basically quite happy with week number 1 of prep. I'm very excited for what's to come. So I just love this so much, man. Just routine, just eating, sleeping, training, seeing our physique change, seeing the scale change, and knowing that you're going to get closer to that moment on stage. And it has been 2.5 years since I stepped on stage. So yeah, very, very excited. I'm about 107 kilograms. I was this morning on the dot. Yesterday I trained legs, so my weight went up a little bit because of the inflammation, I guess, because I just did everything the same and had my 8 hours of sleep. But yeah, with leg day can come some inflammation, so that's why you need to weigh yourself daily and make sure you calculate your average weight from week to week. That's it basically. I don't think I have to update you any further. It's 6 o'clock right now, so it's time for my next meal. I'm going to show you what that consists of. So next meal, pretty basic. I've got 300 grams of potatoes, 150 grams of chicken, and 300 grams of vegetables. And yesterday I bought this 0-calorie sauce, barbecue flavor in the Albert Heijn. So I'm going to put this one on top. And I also bought the pre-made package of potato wedges. So this one. Because first I was cutting the potato myself and cooking it myself and then putting it in the air fryer, but it didn't taste good. They weren't cooked properly, so that's why I just bought the potato wedges. Just put them in the air fryer for like 30 minutes, like 1 kilo at once. And yeah, I'm going to see how they taste now. I think they're going to be better than the ones I made, so I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this meal. And then go for some steps. Final meal of the day. We've got 6 slices of brown bread. We've got 1 whole package of chicken. And then we've got 1 apple and my evening supplements. And that's it for the final snack with a glass of crystal clear. Nothing too special to wrap up this day. Some carbs to make me sleepy. Some proteins, so I don't go catabolic and don't get skinny overnight. And then some health with the apple. I just took a warm shower. Now I'm going to sit back and enjoy this meal, watch some YouTube probably, and then go to bed immediately because it's already 8 p.m. right now and I want to be sleeping by 9, so I want to go to bed by 8:30, just like my coach Kevin told me to do today. So that's the plan. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you very much for watching. If there are any questions or things you would like to see, just leave them down below in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow the whole Shredded Like a Boss series. Oh, by the way, the macros and the calories will be on the screen here somewhere, so you can see what the total of this day was. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See you later.